Hello everyone, my name is Jake Sheldon. I'm with my friend here, Dan Leibrandt. He is the owner of Pest Control SEO. It's a marketing agency for pest control owners. And today we're going to be continuing to talk about landing pages and specifically tracking landing page conversions for pest control companies. Thanks for being on here and answering some questions for us here today.
Yeah, definitely. Happy to be here, Jake.
Awesome. So for the first question for you, Danny, is how important is tracking conversions on your landing pages?
Yeah, so we definitely should be tracking the conversions. Like we've already talked about, conversions are so important. It's such a low-hanging fruit that, really, if we can't optimize for conversions, we're probably losing out on a lot of customers. So not only should we be optimizing for it, but we should also be tracking it, just like anything else, of how we talk about, having call rail in place or some kind of tracking. Maybe that's go high level is so important. We need to know not only where the leads are coming in, but also how well we're doing specifically at converting those leads. So we should be tracking and seeing is the conversion rate super low? How come, people on this one page, there's 1,000 people that land on this page every month and none of them become a customer? Like, those are the things that we should be inspecting and tracking.
That's good. Next question is, what's the first thing that pest control companies should track to measure the conversions? Like the very first thing.
The first thing they should track when measuring conversions. You could track the conversion rate. That's like kind of the most obvious one there. But I still like to think about it from like a logical sequence and kind of just work in chronological order. So, first off, how many impressions does the page get? Okay, then how many clicks does the page get? Okay, then how many people, and what are some of these other stats of what is the average time on the page? Yeah. That's actually a pretty good indicator, which really is in the top metric, but we can just go through several. You can see on different pages of what the average time on the page is. So I would say that I don't actually know the exact metric for this, but from what I've seen, you want people to spend at least 30 seconds on the page. So if you see someone, or if you see the average time on the page is 5-10 seconds, that is really low. That means they're basically bouncing, and bouncing means that they land on your page, and instead of, converting or, looking at other pages on the site, they go on, they go on your page and then they bounce and go to another page on another person's site. So they click off yours, go on someone else's site. And that is one of the worst things you can do. And something that most people don't know actually is that conversions tie into SEO. So let's say, I don't know if I've given you this example, but this is actually really powerful.
Hey guys, real quick, if you guys are really looking to grow your pest control company, check out what we do at pestcontrolmillionaires.com.
Let's say you totally optimize a page and you are ranking really well. You're ranking number one for one of your top keywords. And you're like, dude, let's go. We're ranking so well. And you start generating some traffic from that. But then let's say one of the top things like page speed, let's say your page speed totally sucks. It's let's say it's unbearable, 30 seconds. No one is waiting for that. Gone. And let's say everyone does what I just said, bounces. If everyone bounces off the page, Google, despite all of the SEO you did, despite all the backlinks, whatever you did, Google is going to move down your page. You are no longer going to be number one because they don't want to show a site that no one likes. When Google sees that behavior, that everyone is clicking off right away, that is a really bad signal. That is actually part of SEO. So you really can't separate these two. Separating those two, they are inseparable. So when you are trying to rank a page, that's also part of it. We need to make sure that we have really quality content and be checking, like we're talking about in this video, of what the metrics on that page are. Are people clicking off right away, or are people really enjoying it and finding it valuable?
That's good. Next question is, how do you make sure that you're actually attributing leads to the right source, especially when people are coming through all these different channels throughout the internet?
That's a good one. So we want to make sure that Google Analytics is fully and properly set up. This is like the core one. This is one that we have to make sure is really dialed. and we can set up key conversion events on our website. So you can set up as many key events as you want through Google Analytics. And by the way, first you just have to set up Google Analytics. A lot of companies I know don't even have that set up. So you go to Google Analytics, you just search that up on Google, and then you set that up, you connect it to your website, which you'll have to embed some code on your website or other things that may be different. You can install Google's tool, Google's plugin on your WordPress site, and then you can install that code on your site, or however you want to do it. So then Google Analytics is regularly tracking the data across your site of what is going on, and that it can also connect to any of the pages that you would like. So any key conversion event that you would like to measure, and you could measure people clicking the first call to action, people clicking the second call to action, people filling in the first form, people filling in the second form. You can get as dialed in as you'd like with this, but that's ultimately what it comes down to, is what key events do you have within Google Analytics?
That's good. Next is, why do so many pest control owners focus on traffic instead of the actual conversion?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's what they hear from SEO people. This is a big kind of SEO thing, that they will regularly get on calls with SEO people, or maybe they'll watch some videos or go through courses. They'll be like, oh, well, I improved my traffic from 500 a month to 10,000 a month. And that's so awesome. Why can't I do that? But SEO at the end of the day is a lead generation strategy. So why are we so worried about the clicks or the traffic? We should actually work backwards. If we're not getting any leads, which that's really the end of it, because then if we're talking about actual customers, then we're getting into the call center and other aspects there. So it does come down to the leads, which would be a call or form fill, someone filling out a form. If we're not tracking those, and really if we're not prioritizing those, then what are we doing? Honestly, no one can give me a good answer for why traffic is more important than leads. You just can't. You are listening to this video or consuming our content because you're looking to grow your pest control business. You're looking to get more leads. So traffic is cool. It's a vanity metric. So, that could be something oh yeah, my website gets 10,000 a month. Yours only gets 2,000 a month. It's okay. Sure. But who makes more money?
Right. The conversions is what matters.
Yeah.
Yep. Next question is, what are the must-have tools for tracking the conversions?
Yeah, so we're going to want to have Google Analytics. Like I said, Google Analytics is really going to be the core of tracking, and you're going to have all those key events and such. Another one that we're going to want to have, which is more optional and more complex, is Google Tag Manager. So this is where you can have all of the different tags that you may have firing. And really, you can get actually into more advanced key event tracking with Google Tag Manager. But I think it's kind of too advanced for most people, and to manage that and Google Analytics might be a little much. So it's a little overboard. But if you do have some kind of SEO expert or some SEO, agency, whatever, then I would recommend having that set up as well. Outside of that, there's not much else. We have Google Search Console, but that doesn't really go into the tracking of conversions and such. That's just another core platform that we have.
Awesome. And the last question for you, Danny, is can you walk us through how you would audit a site's conversions tracking? Just how you would do that from scratch.
Yeah, definitely. So, there's a lot of things that we want to do when we're taking on a client, when we're looking at, what kinds of different analytics that they have. And usually we do look from really a bottom-up approach of, we'll look at their call reel of how many calls are we bringing in. And first off, are we even tracking the sources properly? So do we have a phone number for each of the different Google Ads campaigns? Do we have a different phone number for each of the Google business profiles? So that's almost step one, is let's make sure that we have a different phone number for each distinct lead generation source. And then beyond that, like I said, we can go into the Google Analytics account and just do a deep dive. Honestly, even if you're a pest control owner, you can still kind of search around within Google Analytics and just kind of I just like this term of spend an afternoon in it. Just give yourself a few hours to just sit there and look around, see what's going on with your site. We randomly tanked this month, and we got a ton of leads that month for some reason, or we got a ton of clicks this month, whatever. Like something I invite here and something that we actually like to do is just like be curious of just like do a lot of searching around and see what's going on inside the account. And in terms of like actual metrics, I mean, I pretty much already mentioned them, but like how are the pages converting? Do we even have key events set up? And really this is actually like the main problem is like, I would like to see the conversion rate and how many phone calls we're getting, but usually that's not in place or it's not in place properly. So usually we can't even audit it before it's actually set up properly to begin with.
Well, that was great info and great insights for us, Danny. And that is it to conclude this section. And we will see you guys on the next video.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I know that we really appreciate you guys taking the time with us here. If you guys have any questions, comments, make sure to throw them in the comment section below. And if you found this valuable, make sure to like and subscribe and to share with your friends who maybe own a service business themselves. Again, our goal here is to provide as much value to you guys as possible. Also, if you guys are really looking to grow your business, make sure to check out our website at pestcontrolmillionaires.com. We'll have the link below in the bio, and we'll also have a free school group for you guys to check out. So, thanks for watching.